We continue our celebration of Armenian History Month this morning with a tale of persistence and excellence. Mignon Chocolate is a third-generation family business specializing in handmade chocolates and truffles. But what's sweeter than the sweets themselves is the story of how Mignon came to exist and survive despite life's twists and turns.
Best sellers, it's this beauty filled with liquid caramel. This is our famous rose water with pistachio. It's a dark chocolate shell with rose water ganache and topped with rose petals.
Everything at Mignon Factory is handmade locally in small batches.
It's from scratch, following the family tradition and the recipes.
Every detail is managed and overseen by Joe Terbegosian, a third-generation chocolatier.
I was the first grandson of the family, so I knew I had to do something about it. It worked out. I like chocolate.
I took over in 2002. My intention was to continue the family recipes. We added about 30-40 new flavors. We use a lot of spices these days, such as ginger, cardamom, cinnamon, sea salt.
While Joe changes and continues to innovate based on the times.
This is our chili pepper. It's a dark chocolate shell, dark chocolate ganache. We use capsicum pepper just to give it a little that extra kick.
One thing Joe says he will not compromise is the very thing that sets Mignon apart.
We never add any chemicals or preservatives.
Besides the beautiful presentation and delicious taste, the story of how this company came to exist and survive is fascinating.
Between 1910 and 1915, during the genocide, my grandfather's family migrated from Armenia to Ukraine.
The family business started as a bakery selling breads and baguettes. Joe's grandfather, Hovsep, got married, had children, and as the business grew, the bakery expanded. For 20 years, Hovsep operated the business successfully until the start of World War I.
The communist regime came through and they expected him to give up all his gold that he accumulated throughout the years. He gave him part of it, but kept most of the gold buried in his backyard. They found out and he got arrested. He was sent to Siberia for 6 years.
This is the only picture of Hovsep while in captivity in Siberia. Joe's grandmother moved to Iran in 1933, and after 6 years, Hovsep was able to join his family there, where he reestablished the family business. He faced many challenges at the time and passed away young, but the business continued.
My dad was born in 1938. Eventually, he got into the business. Back in the 60s, he brought the chocolate idea to the business.
Mignon became very popular in Tehran. Joe's father, Ruben, was called the King of Chocolate. He caught the attention of the Shah and the royal family. This is Queen Farah cutting her custom-baked birthday cake in 1969, which Ruben personally delivered to the palace. In 2021, Ruben passed away due to COVID complications. Joe's mother, though, still runs the chocolate shop in Tehran, while Joe runs this factory in Van Nuys and the 2 shops in Glendale and Pasadena.
These are like my toys. After we make our chocolates, this machine wraps them. We can go up to 100 pieces a minute.
Joe says the chocolate boom in 2014 gave the business a big push, and over the years, Mignon has been able to tap into the wedding and party industry with their custom-made party favors.
We can sell over 2,000 pieces a day sometimes. Demand is there, the machine is there, all we need to do is sell it.
Having lived in Glendale since 1988, Joe says besides running a successful business, it's important to give back to the community. Mignon supports local schools and city programs throughout the year. Joe's dream is to continue his grandfather's and father's legacy while sweetening people's lives.
When you have children, you love them all at the same level. And my children are these, plus the ones at home. Whatever I make that day, it's my favorite. I love them all.
I love it.
Something tells me those children get along all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what really caught my attention? Many years ago, I received a box of Mignon chocolate, and inside each box is the family's history. It tells the story that I just told you in a simpler way, and I said, I love this story. It's not so much about the amazing chocolates that they sell, it's the story of survival and coming to this country, reinventing themselves, and the resilience of this spirit. So here, I'll share this with you, but I know you have your eye on this, and Joe was kind enough to send us some chocolate. I'll point out some of the things here. The orange peels, this is his grandfather's recipe since the 1930s. And then you've got a little variety here. We have halva, we have pomegranate, rose water with pistachio, and then the Mignon dark chocolate flavor, which is like 60% dark chocolate. And then he also sent Mikado cookies. This is a family staple. It's been in the family since the 50s.
Wow.
So I will just move this over
and,
you know, enjoy.
Oh my gosh, this is fantastic.
It's so awesome, and it's such an important story, and I just think that this is how you continue the legacy of culture, a family, is by telling the story.
Yeah.
Thank you, Orazio.
Walking into the store, you would never know
Yeah.
that they had this much history. And all right, let's do a taste test,
Please
shall we?
help yourself.
I'm getting up.
Yeah, Melvin.
Can I come close to you?
Yeah, of
If you
course.
mind.
No, you can't. take a little
like
bit
these.
of anything and everything. But yeah, I think that's what's really amazing about LA. A lot of businesses have these amazing stories. So when you go in, just think about that very fact, you know?
I love
Wow,
it.
this is great.
This
Pretzels
is yummy.
on top.
We're gonna do this at 10 too, so
All right, I'll save myself.
Yeah,
then.
save yourself.
Gotta
Yeah,
pace
save
yourself when it comes
I'm gonna go enjoy this with my coffee.
Yeah.
A little one bite, one sip moment, right?
Sumata, we'll get you some chocolate.
Good.
Save some for me, Melvin. Jeez.
Better hurry up.
Great story, Araxia.